Barnaby, give me the number of your after the party. The Grand Occidental Hotel, as arranged. Fine, Barnaby. Motluglung see you then. Bye. She hung up, her gaze sweeping over the horrified, frozen faces of Sarah, Jasper, and Corey. Orby. Silence, diginsed and suffocating, punctuated only by the distant hum of traffic from Viridia Bay's Main Street. The truth, in all its stark, brutal clarity, hung in the air, undeniable and devastating. Ainley broke the silence, his voice a bewildered whisper, shattered by the profound shock. Dahlia, you call girl, aren't you? A professional conversationalist for hire? A companion for lonely gentlemen? Traumatized. Dahlia merely raised a perfectly sculpted eyebrow, a hint of weary amusement playing on her lips, her expression unwavering. Traumatized. What? Just thought you might like to go down to the Gilded Growler. It's our pub, you know. A cozy, inviting establishment with surprisingly good craft beers. A perfect place for a refreshing pint and perhaps a stimulating, non-transactional conversation. Only le Gild Growler. Gilted. Now, Jasper asked, trying desperately to process the revelation to reconcile the woman before him with the words he had just heard. Mod do you ete got here, and you just got off a professional call, it seems. Rather a busy schedule, Dahlia. Onadiwin. Autent. Jasper, trying to pull her away's knowing stare. From the impending moral judgment he could practically feel emanating from his housemate insisted, his voice slightly desperate. Offer you Uri, the bestly. Hey, Dahlia. And indeed, for any lingering confusion, is a little glass of vino, or a brisk walk down to our local watering hole. It'll be an intellectual stimulant, Mott assure you. A profound, yet refreshing, experience. Way to reply. Well, Mott don't you know, Jasper? My internal clock is still adjusting, and Mott haven't he had a chance to talk to Corey or anything, or unpack my significant luggage. Dahlia hedged, her professional composure unshakable. Old Tuchen, Pichent, Ro Traumatai, his. Oh, have a plenty of time together. Jasper, Prepper insisted, practically pushing her towards the door, desperate to escape the apartment and the growing tension. Enterly, we'll be back in 5 minutes. A brief, refreshing excursion, a quick pint. What do you say, Dahlia? To an invigorating conversation about anything but my profound romantic misjudgment. Unamen in her lips. A slight amused eye smile playing on her lips, Obison. Wait. Just thence, Lance Sterling, the opportune romantic predator, burst into the apartment, a confident swagger in his step, clutching another bouquet of roses. He was clearly determined to make up for lost time. Hey! Hey! Jasper! Where are you going, my friend? Not without me, surely. Wend. Lance. Dahlia wanted to see. The Gilded Growler, you see. Mott met, merely her escort ought, a humble guide to the local establishments, Jasper quickly explained, trying to sound nonchalant. Unatized. Well, what about us, Jasper? Your loyal companions. Your long-suffering housemates. Sarah demanded, hands on hips, her patience wearing thinner than a well-worn bar mat. Times, Jasper. You, lots of times, Jasper. We wanted to hear more about Dahlia's incredible intellect, her groundbreaking academic insights, not to be abandoned for a casual pub visit. Gone to traumatize. Later, as Dahlia and Jasper Growler finally left for the Gilded Growler, leaving a deeply exasperated Sarah behind, Sarah slumped onto the sofa, a look of profoundity on her face. Corey then entered from her room, left refreshed. Corey then entered oblivious to the dramatic revelation that had just transpired. Auntie, so then, Sarah and Coop asked me to move in with them, she chirped, picking up where she had left off earlier. And except for a few minor irritations, everything's worked out perfectly. It's as such an idyllic cohabitation. All, however, seemed to remember their conversation about Dahlia. Oh, and there is, nothing going on between you and Jasper, is there, Sarah? He is not attempting any romantic advances, is he? No undue flirtations? On weary sigh, Sarah, running a hand through her hair. Oppo, isli. That is Corey. One of the irritations, the sheer density of his obliviousness, combined with his boundless misplaced charm, is at times astounding. But don't worry about that particular minor irritation. There is a larger, far more profound issue at hand with Dahlia. My amazed. Lance Sterling then returned from the Gilded Growler, his usual swagger replaced by a peculiar combination of awe, a certain knowing leer, and a faint smell of hops. He had, it seemed, gleaned some crucial information. Say Dahlia, he said to Corey, mistaking her for Dahlia in the dim light. Utumen to San Gabriel Val. A truly picturesque journey, Mott assure you. Lots of stunning scenery for a woman of refined tastes. Wen Valley? Corriben, Corey replied, a slight frown on her face, utterly bewildered by his sudden romantic proposition. Yeah, Lance. See, it is my mother's birthday, and Mott was going to go with Jasper. Mott was over the hello, there. She pointed to Lance, who was now giving a theatrical bow. Commise. Mott met Lance, Jasper, as best friend, his buddy, and his romantic pathfinder. A purveyor of fine company. He nudged Corey, completely missing the fact that she was not Dahlia. Owen feet loose. Jasper's. Getlov hissed, having returned, looking even more flustered. You utterly devoid of social graces. See what Mott mean, Dahlia. This is no friend of mine. He's a relentless, opportunistic, romantic rival. One, Dahlia. Lance insisted, stepping closer to Corey, completely misunderstanding. That S? Dahlia. Dahlia. Van Helsing, what a lovely name. Whatever do you do, Dahlia? Besides being a paragon of academic excellence and undeniable beauty, Wesamized. Corey simply looked at him, confused and gently corrected him. Lance. Mott M. Corey, not Dahlia. Dahlia is my friend, and she's already left for the evening, and for the weekend. Quite then, with a professional grin, immediately redirected his attention. Oh, well, Lance, no kidding, the bar tense. The bartender at the Gilded Growler just told me this terrific joke. It seems this traveling salesman stopped by this farmhouse, seeking shelter from a raging storm. Poistomater. Lance, Mott think. Dahlia wants to hear any off-color jokes, especially not in her professional capacity. And neither do Mott. Sarah interjected, giving Lance a pointed look, her voice sharp, unikingutately. Gotcha, Sarah. Point taken. It seems this traveling minister stopped by this farmhouse then. A tale of moral dilemmas and spiritual introspection. Very appropriate for our enlightened audience. Valentine, will you knock it off? Jasper pleaded, utterly frustrated by his constant interruptions, or traumatized. Jasper, but have to by going anyway, Corey said, cutting through the awkwardness, her face tinged. Ve kep, I had a subtle, unfamiliar sadness. Mott met expecting a phone call, a very important one. Mott needs some quiet, some solitude. Omlitinsen. Sarah muttered under her breath, quickly offered to walk Corey back to her room. Listen, Corey, Motluglunk walk you back. We can discuss the